If you were to tell me I was about to be deserted on a desert island and gave me a choice of one survival tool, what would I choose? I would choose this. I've got to warn you, if your wife is in earshot of this video, I recommend you put your headphones on because you're about to make a purchase. My goodness, it's rare in life that something comes into my possession that I absolutely find indispensable. I mean, I don't know I'd go so far as say life-changing, but it did come to mind that I was thinking about this video because it is an extraordinary tool for so many different things. So before we get into it, how did I get this? So at Pennsylvania at the Mother Earth News Fair, one of my subscribers, and I am so ashamed that I can't remember who it was that gave it to me. I was surrounded by several people and my attention was diverted, and someone put this into my hand and said, try this. It's going to be life-changing for you. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, that's interesting, and then moved on. I didn't think too much about it. So please come forward, whoever you were that gave this to me, so I can thank you personally, because it has been a godsend and just a fabulous tool. And you know what the icing on the cake is? You can have this wonderful thing for under $15 shipped. Believe it. Believe it. Well, most of you are familiar with Mora knives, made in Sweden. Great value, wonderful knives, very popular with the bushcrafting crowd. Very great, wonderful laminated high carbon steel knives that are durable, very ergonomic, easy to sharpen, and cheap, just incredibly cheap, and with wonderful sheaths. This one is it's completely different. This is very different than probably anything you've seen before, in that it is a knife, but it isn't. Look at that. It's a knife chisel. It's a knife chisel. So very similar to a traditional woodworking chisel you can see right here, right there, but with a twist. Because what it has is it's got a Scandinavian ground, exceedingly sharp blade. And I have been packing this around now in my tool belt, and I've been doing lots of different things. I've been doing painting, and it's wonderful that. I've been doing some leather work, it's wonderful that. I needed to scrape some goo or some sticky stuff off of the windows, it's great for that. I needed to sharpen my pencil, it's great for that. With this sheath combination, if you're a tradesperson, I don't care if you're an electrician, if you're a carpenter, if you're any type of a tradesman like this, and you wear a tool belt or not, you wear a belt, this is something that you will go to all the time. What I'm finding is when I wake up in the morning and I'm trying to think, okay, what am I going to be doing today? Am I going to be working in the house, out of the house, in the forest, over in the wood shop, the metal shop? I always have to make a decision. Well, what knife is going to suit me best today? Maybe it's a multi-tool, maybe it's a utility knife, maybe it's a bushcrafting knife. What I'm finding is it's none of those anymore. I'm grabbing this. This has become such an essential part of my EDC that I've been wearing it on my belt. I'm wearing it all the time. I'm always having it on me. And if I don't, I feel like I'm missing it because it's just so valuable. It's so good for so many things. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you just a couple examples of why I like this so well, and just what an incredible design and how useful it is just for everyday tasks. One thing that I have found this to be so useful in is cutting any type of sheet goods, whether it's plastic or if it's linoleum. Right here I've got a piece of pretty thick leather. This is from an old tool belt. I've got the split side on there, which is notoriously abrasion resistant, difficult to cut, but how well it is and wonderful for little things like that. And the nice thing about it is, when I was looking at it, the one thing that I thought, what I didn't like or would make it unrealistic to carry as an EDC for tradesmen is it didn't have a point on it. You want that point and get down there and get sharp. I have not found that to be an issue whatsoever. This point, actually, this chisel point on here is sharper than any point of any knife that I own. So much so that as I just grazed my finger with it before I shot this video and split my finger open, I just touched it just so lightly. And you've got two of them. You've got one on both sides. So you knock the corner off of that one. You always still have a sharp edge to do any type of a scraping or chisel work that you could possibly find to do. It's a cutter. I'll tell you, what's tougher than double jacketed fire hose. I mean, this stuff is so difficult to cut, but with that corner is so sharp that it just, one pass right there and I'm almost through both pieces. And that stuff is tough. I mean, that is an amazingly useful blade. Durable, tough, you can pry on it. It's just, man, it's wonderful for just everyday stuff. I want to talk about the sheath a little bit. For me, a sheath is as important, a well-designed sheath, a usable sheath, is as important as the knife itself. It's something, I don't know if it was intended on this. I was reading on an article and somebody said that it was, and I thought that's the most ridiculous thing I'd ever heard, but I have since changed my mind. And it's this clip system on there. So if you look at here, you can see right there, it's got a little bit of a, kind of a little, I don't know what you call that thing. It sticks out, little thing that sticks out there. How's that? And in the back of the sheath, you can see right here is a corresponding kind of the female portion of it. And Morris says that you can take, if you have multiple knives, you can take them and clip them together. And I thought, okay, that's ridiculous. I don't know that I would ever use that. Maybe, I don't know. But one clever individual figured out with, and I don't know if they intended it or not, but it's wonderful for hanging on a button on your coat. Check this out. Now you know that if you've ever done any working in the woods or bushcraft, or you're doing something where you're accessing your knife a lot. Let's say it's a winter time. I don't know if you're cutting rope or you're you know, these things come up, who knows. But you can take the button on your coat right here. See this? It corresponds perfectly. It snaps in there. And you have a sheath that is mounted to the front of your coat or your shirt on any size button right there. And you can change it. And I use this all the time, especially if I'm working, doing some detailed work somewhere, and I want to have my knife accessible. Yeah, I can put it on my belt, and I'm lifting up clothing, and I'm trying to get to it, and I'm trying to put it in. I mean, you know how it goes. It's a pain. But this is absolutely wonderful. I mean, the bushcrafters have figured this out a long time ago, and the indigenous peoples of up north of Sweden, the Sami, I believe. You know, there a lot of them. They have always carried their sheath knives around the neck, and they use them all the time. You know, you got all that reindeer. You got to take care of your reindeer meat there, and that's the way they carry them. And what happens if you need to get to it fast? And it's wintertime and you got lots of clothing. That's why Alaskan guides that work around the dangerous animals, super predators, grizzlies, Kodiaks, they don't have their guns on cowboy style on the hip. No, they wear them on a guide harness right here on the front. No matter what happens when you get into trouble or you're being attacked or something bad's happened, you get into the fetal position. You come in to protect those vitals. Well, you come in, it brings your hand right to the knife, or you bring your hands right to the gun. And I'm not saying that you want to go up against a Kodiak with this, but I'm just saying that that's the principle, and it's a wonderful, wonderful principle. You don't need a rope or a lanyard or anything extra. It comes, a $14 knife comes with a very innovative sheath. And to me, that's a big feature. The way it clicks in, you can see here, the retention is really good. You know, some people complain, well, I can't get it to come out. It just is nice. It has a delightful, listen, delightful click, and a drain hole. And it's really good for throwing. Oh. My fall nearly went before with my pride. That's probably enough of the throwing. But in all seriousness, this really is a wonderful tool. This is not an infomercial, although it may have sounded like one. I don't have any affiliation. I'm not paid to do this video. This was a gift to me, and I've already ordered another one just to have an extra one in my tool belt. But great little tool. I'll put these in my Amazon store at wranglermart.com. As of this video, I checked. I think that they were like $14 shipped, free shipping. So I will have those there for you. But what a great gift idea. I can't think, I mean, if I were to receive one of these as a gift for Christmas and a stocking or birthday, I would be pretty happy. But if you're a trades guy or you do lots of work around the house, you'll just be amazed. There's just 1,001 uses for this. It's more versatile than a knife. It covers, it's one thing I didn't mention is you can pound on it too. It's probably got I don't know, I can't see inside of it. It's probably got a rat tail type of a tang. But I chopped a mortise with it, and it worked great. I wouldn't strike on it with metal. but if you're using a piece of wood or batoning or a wood mallet or a poly mallet, no, I don't think there's any issue. Of course, just wonderful. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Order one. You'll not be sorry. I have figured out a very clever way to sharpen this unique tool. Would you like to see the video? Well, I will make it. You give me 10,000 thumbs up and you got it. I might even throw in a few Amazon codes where you can get your very own for free. We'll see you guys on the next video.